Welcome to another edition of eYe in Education. I'm your host, Ed Lecius, and it's that time of the year. Graduation is upon us, and we have the class officers from the three area high schools, Bishop Guertin, Nashua North, and Nashua South, joining us today to reflect back on their time at their respective schools, as well as to give us some insight on what they've done during their high school years, their most memorable moments, and to talk about some current issues of the day. Joining us today from Nashua High School North is Liv Mazeral. From Nashua South, we have Ram Prajapati and Rhett Medling. They have a unique leadership collective there. And from Bishop Guertin High School, we have Brad Matarazzo. Thank you all for being here. I know this is a busy time of year as you complete finals, move into senior week activities, and prepare for your up and coming graduation. So we do appreciate you taking time out of what I'm sure is a very busy time in your lives right now to be with us here today. I'd like to start with Liv. She is the senior class president at Nashua High North and has been involved in a whole host of activities while at North. And she will be graduating and going on to Williams College. And Liv, can you give us a little idea of what you have done at North as you look back on your time there, and a little bit of a look into the future for you?
Of course. Through my time at North, I have been a part of the student council all 4 years, in the student class office as well. I was vice president my freshman and sophomore year. I was president my junior and current year, senior year. And I think that is my favorite part of being at North, and I think where I've been able to be the most hands-on with stuff at North. I've been doing a lot with social media throughout all of my time at North on the class council. I really used that platform to get our entire class connected. We've been doing a lot of fun senior events this year, and with SNL, our play that we do each senior year. I think social media has been a really great way to stay connected and be able to post little parts about everything going on in the school that you wouldn't really see on a day-to-day basis. So I like to go in and post about when we had our senior night live, which is SNL. I'd like to go out and post about our practices, about different friend groups and different sports events going on. And I went to the school play last week and I recorded some of it and showed off some of our amazing musical artists in our school play. And I really just enjoyed the aspect of being able to show off all sorts of life and activities that go on at Nashua North, just highlighting a lot that you wouldn't really see from just the outside point of view. So I'm also I lead the Nashua North Instagram and the Nashua North Athletics Instagram, along with the Nashua 2022 Instagram for our class. So with all of that considered, I think I have a great opportunity to kind of shine a light on a lot of things that you wouldn't get to see if you were just walking around the school. So I think bringing light to a lot of clubs in different places around the school is what I enjoy most about my position within my school right now.
You've also had a little time to get involved in athletics and hold a D1 record in the high jump.
Yes, that I'd say comes pretty close to being class president. I enjoy track and field very much. I've been doing indoor and outdoor track and field all 4 years at North, except my sophomore year where we didn't have a season because of COVID. But I'm very happy to say that I am the record holder for high jump at Nashua North, and I've become the New Hampshire Division I state champion 2 times, which is one of my huge accomplishments. And I have a great program, great coaches, and that's definitely one of my highlights of my day towards the spring seasons.
Now you've chosen Williams College. Why Williams? And will you be carrying on your track activities there?
I will. So the college picking, college decisions was a pretty stressful time for me. I had it early on, not compared to the rest of my classmates who are kind of deciding around late spring or early spring. I decided early decision, November 15th. Coincidentally, on my birthday, I had to make the decision if I was going to Williams or not. I had gotten off a plane from Colorado Boulder 2 days prior. I was really searching far and wide for college. I didn't want to stay anywhere close to home, but Williams, I went and toured there. It's an amazing school. It's a very small school, so the experiences and opportunities you have are unmatched, just with the amount of exposure to professors and people there, I think was amazing. They got to hook me up with some amazing scholarships, which I'm very thankful for. And their academics are pretty much unmatched. They like to compare themselves to the Ivies. They consider it a baby Ivy. So I really couldn't pass it up. The coaches were amazing. The alumni and other students I talked to could not stop singing the praises of it. So chose Williams, and I will be running track there next year, and I'm very excited. Everyone who's talked about it has said they think it's a great school. Everyone there said they couldn't have loved anything else more than Williams. So very excited to be going there next year.
Great. There are two leaders from South with us today, Ram and Rhett. And Ram, what is this leadership collective that they have at South?
Yeah, so at South, there's 3 of us in student council, and we all share the responsibilities of handling the responsibilities of class. In the past years, I think what happened is that we've all kind of shared this, and the leader roles that we were given kind of didn't make sense because we had all been, working shared the same responsibilities, and it just made sense to share this collective.
It worked pretty well for you guys in that three-way leadership trifecta, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. We've seen have great accomplishments. We had a volleyball tournament, which was something new for South, and I think the collective just kind of made it easier for us. Rather than sharing different responsibilities, we all kind of grouped together and knew what we were doing.
And what will you be doing come the fall? Where are you going to school?
I'll be going to UNH in the fall.
Have you got a major that you've selected yet?
Yes, I'll be majoring in neuroscience.
And why did you choose that?
Personally, I've always been fascinated with neuroscience. I mean, I guess it really started when I was watching Spider-Man 2 as a little kid, and I saw Dr. Ock's robot arms, and I said, I got to make that. And so I just got so fascinated with, the brain and inventions and stuff. And now it's kind of my goal to see what I can do with the brain.
Yeah. Rhett, how did the three-way leadership work for you?
I think it was great. The reason that we had the same role, it was easier for us to work as a collective rather than to have different responsibilities. So we'd all have an even choice on decisions and stuff like that. But overall, I think it was a really good decision.
Looks like you were active in your high school years. You were on the basketball and lacrosse at South. Which gave you the best memories, basketball or lacrosse?
Well, I've played basketball since I was 5, so that's definitely my number one sport. Lacrosse I picked up just in my junior year, and that's been a real fun adventure. But basketball is definitely my number one.
What are some of the other things you've been involved with at South?
Well, I'm in the National Honor Society, and I'm also in the Student Voice group at Nashua South. So I really like getting involved and making change in my school for the better.
Well, looking at the flag in the background, you're going to Baylor University. How did Baylor become your selection?
Yes, sir. So that was a really crazy decision. So I honestly really just wanted to go somewhere far and experience something new. I knew I wanted a football school to go watch some good college football games, and me and my dad last fall went to tour some Texas schools, and we stopped by Baylor, and I just really liked the feel and everything about it.
And what's your major going to be? Have you decided yet?
Yeah, it's gonna be a business and marketing focused major. Not sure exactly what it's gonna be, but somewhere in that field.
All right. And Brad, you've taken your final exams. You're getting ready to go into senior week over at Guertin. And what have you done during your time at BG?
During my time at BG, I've been involved in various activities, both at BG and outside of BG. So at BG, I've obviously been student body president, and being student body president comes with a lot of challenges and interacting with different folks. And I couldn't have really done it without my senior student council. And I guess I have the biggest position, but without them, I wouldn't be like the kind of leader I am today. So a lot of credit goes to them. But outside of BG, I'm a part of the Governor's Youth Advisory Council in Concord, where we meet monthly and we discuss different strategies to help keep teenagers and young adults very sober and very clean, which is something I'm very passionate about. I've also been involved with the NHIAA student leadership team, which is a group of student athletes around the state who meet to discuss how to be an effective leader, how to stay clean through substance misuse, and overall just be a better person around your school.
Athletically, you were involved. You were captain of basketball and track teams. Which was the more rewarding team for you, basketball or track?
I would say basketball, probably because you learn how to work as a team, and as a team-oriented person, I think that's more effective for me. But track's also more of a self-oriented sport where you're trying to achieve goals. But I'm more of a better basketball player than I am at track, so I think basketball was more rewarding.
Well, I know your coach pretty well before he went over to his new job in Carlisle, Mass. He was my boss at Nashua PD for a couple of years. So John's a good coach, and I'm sure you learned a lot from him. What are your plans after graduation?
I am attending Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I'm studying political science with a potential minor in criminal justice.
And what made you select the Sacred Heart?
When I was during my college search, I was looking for a relatively small program where I could build stronger relationships with my future professors and fellow classmates. And I really liked the style of the campus. It was more modern compared to ancient, I guess. And the distance was very nice. It's close, it's far, but not super far. So it's a car ride home. So my parents obviously didn't want me going that far away. So
yeah. You were part of a senior class that had 2 years of COVID interruption. How did that affect you personally? What do you feel you might have missed out on or didn't be able to accomplish because of that?
I think COVID didn't really affect our grade as much, besides the building of relationships with your fellow classmates. I feel like that was the thing that was hindered the most during COVID, was the fact that I didn't get to see my friends and fellow classmates every single day like I would if we were inside of school. But I feel like BG did a good job during COVID. We got to keep open throughout, besides obviously the main quarantine part. But last year we were in cohorts and we got to see each other. No matter if it was 40% or 60% of people there, you still got that human interaction, which was nice. And this year we were pretty much back to normal. We were in school besides maybe 2 days during the winter season, but other than that, I thought BG as a whole did a great job keeping open during the pandemic.
We talked before coming on the air last year. BG had quite the graduation outside, and this year it's back to normal to the field house. But you had a key role in that graduation last year. When all was said and done, you got to cue the fireworks.
Yes, I did. It was quite I was on the walkie-talkie with our principal and the fire marshal that was there, which was pretty exciting.
Well, I'm sure that even though it'll be back under the usual field house, it'll be another ceremony to remember. No question about it.
Sure will be.
Rhett, what about you? How did the COVID affect your high school years?
Well, something about our class, which I really like, is that we were always so unified since freshman year, and definitely with COVID, it was hard to stay unified throughout without having class events and just seeing each other in person. But definitely this year, everybody has come back, and we've all been really excited to finish up our year and head off to our next adventure.
Ron, what about you?
Yeah, so COVID definitely did hit us hard, and it was unexpected. And well, what our class was in this unprecedented time, it was really inspiring to see how persevering it was, and adjusting to this new time. And even when we got back, I could still see it, that like as Rhett said, we were still unified, and we really had that school spirit that really kept us going. So it was inspiring to see that.
Do you feel as a class leader it made your job harder to kind of hold everything together?
Absolutely. When you're at home and you're sitting down, and anything that's between you and the school is just like a screen of black, it's so much harder to get involved in school events. And we did try to have a lot of school events that could happen online. We tried to sell bracelets, we tried to sell lots of different things, and it was definitely tough. And it was tougher just trying to get the word out and getting people to try to participate during COVID.
Liv, you mentioned your sophomore year, you had no track season. How else did it impact your high school life?
I think one of the biggest ways it impacted us was, I think throughout our school events, we really build up a sense of like camaraderie towards the junior and senior years within your class. And I could speak for experience my freshman year, seeing all the seniors do all their senior activities and juniors going to junior prom, and all of that was really exciting. And I got to not only watch them do all that, and that felt cool because I'm seeing, oh, these kids from my school are having fun. It was exciting because you knew that that was going to be you one day. And then when it turned out none of this was going to be possible for the two previous classes, I think that really just shut down that sense of camaraderie, and the newer grades weren't getting to see it, which really was unfortunate. But I'm very happy that this year we've been able to get on that more normal routine of having our senior night live, having dances, having football games and stuff like that to build up that school spirit. And I think that's just the younger kids being able to see the upperclassmen thrive in those moments really brings the school all together. And I'm very excited that we get to return to those this year.
And unlike the others here, you had another little thing going on in your house. Your dad, Nate, is the varsity coach at Nashua South and also involved in the athletic office there. How difficult was it to live with him, especially when North and South were playing each other?
Oh, it's always tough. I mean, we know to never take it personal with the two of us. If I'm wearing a Beat South shirt or if he's not wearing purple at my games, we never take it personal. But it definitely was weird, especially going into freshman year, because he wanted me to go to South so bad, but I wasn't leaving my friends just for him. So I decided on North and sticking with the people I was with all year. But it's a unique experience that I wouldn't change for the world. I think it's such a fun family dynamic. I mean, Rhett and his entire team come over to my house for like basketball dinners, and it's funny to see them and then have all of my friends play them the next day. It's a really fun experience, and having everyone kind of know about it, it's just like a funny thing that happens. I think it's an experience that I wouldn't change for the world, and it brings all around a lot of funny memories.
So would it be fair or safe to say that that was probably one of your most memorable times in high school, or was there something else?
I would say that would be up there. Yes, I would say that.
Brad, what about you? What was your most memorable time at Guertin? There's a lot of things have transpired there. A lot of changes there have taken place. What sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, I think the most memorable time I had at Bishop Guertin was winning the Division I championship for basketball my junior year.
All right, Ram, what about you? Your most memorable time at South?
It was definitely during freshman year when I was back on the student council, and we set up this freshman semi, and just being at the freshman semi and just seeing this dance and everyone just having a great time. It was really it was really great to see, what we could do, as freshmen and what we could do for the rest of high school.
And what about you, Rhett?
Well, me and my buddies always argue about this, whether the football beating North this year or the soccer division championship was the biggest thing. But I would definitely go with the football game. That was a really great game, and I hear from many different people that definitely teachers and faculty that was one of the best football games they've ever seen, best high school football games that they've ever seen in their times in Nashua.
I can agree with you on that one. That was certainly 2 games in one, and it was a great night for both programs. But obviously, South got to walk away with the trophy, and that was important. Given that there was no Turkey Bowl anymore, that was probably the most other significant change that we've seen as a result of COVID going forward. Your seniors, certainly current events. You can't hide from them. They're everywhere. And I'd like to get your thoughts on what took place in Texas with that tragedy at the school. Liv?
I think I could talk about this for long over the time I should, so I'll try to keep it short and as least political as I can, because I am very passionate about a lot of these issues I see that go into the tragedy that happened. I don't think we can blame it on any one thing, guns, laws, mental health, but I think it needs to be blamed on everything. And it disgusts me that it's been over 2 decades since Sandy Hook when we said never again, and we will never have this happen again. And it happens still on a frequent basis. And I think the most prominent issue I see is that other various issues can be overturned so quickly, yet we still can have a 18-year-old buy a gun here, 21-year-old in Texas buy a gun. And I'm not saying it's all on guns. I think we need to start taking issues like this down from the root. And I don't think a school shooting is just a crime. I think it goes way further than that. And we need to educate our children in schools about mental health and make mental health facilities more available. And I think we really need to start this from the root. And it really bothers me that we keep watching this and letting ourselves forget about it. And then the cycle continues and nothing has changed. And we keep saying never again, but it happens again and again. And from my standpoint now, it's hard to know that I can't do much about it. But I hope that one day our generation, hopefully one of us, if possible, can somehow change this, because I think it's absolutely unacceptable that our country hasn't made any changes, because it still happens to this day. And we said it would stop about 23 years ago.
Brad, what about you? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's such a tragic event, and I think it all really comes down to mental health. And I think one really bad thing is after the pandemic, people just really let go of relationships, and relationships really what make you happy and feel good. And I think it's just really sad that someone would have to feel the need that, okay, well, I'm not very satisfied with myself, I have to go take the lives of 10-year-olds. And I think that's just very sad. I think it's very sad that we have a governor in Texas that's cutting funding by over 200 million to the public system that is funding mental health, which is it's just really sad.
Rhett, your thoughts?
Well, throughout my public schooling years, I've definitely seen a lot of changes in security and things we do to prevent these tragic events. But it seems like these things that we do can't stop these events 100%. Like securities at doors. This year we went through avoid, deny, defend, and we talk about those in class. We have very serious conversations about it. But it seems like all these things that we do can't completely stop what happens, and we have to figure out as a collective unit how we can do it.
And Ram?
Absolutely. It is a tragic event, and I believe that it is unacceptable that, we as a nation, we have these problems, and it's a tragic event that someone would target the elementary school and just these institutions. They're supposed to be a safe place for children, because that's how they see it. You go to school and you meet your friends, you learn something. With the problem with this, that it's just shadow, like it's just looking over it. There's a lot that we've done, and there's a lot we can do more, I would say. And like Rhett said, that we as a collective do not just address it, but like actually learn something, do something, see what we can do. I think that's pretty important looking at it.
Ram, Rhett, Brad, and Liv, thank you for being here today. The four of you are a credit to your schools and to your families, and we wish you nothing but the best as you go forward to the next chapter in your life in college. You've been watching eYe in Education. We featured the senior leadership of Nashua North, Nashua South, and Bishop Guertin today. We hope you enjoyed the program, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.